don't know. I just keep it at 0 until the game starts. For sure. Good call.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? You can get a grant to help. We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. It's easy. SaskTel has already given away tens of thousands of dollars. There have been lots of great ideas, including kids giving cookies to others, a group set up to welcome newcomers to their school, random acts of kindness, and so much more. The ideas and opportunities are endless. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
There we go. Got her all figured out. Welcome, everyone. It's the quarterfinals. Mixed doubles action here in Martensville. It's the Curling Stadium Mixed Doubles Series. We've got Kuzyk and Laycock taking on Koana and Aoki. Aoki Koana, I guess we should say. It is Tori Koana throwing the middle 3 stones. The less common arrangement of the male-female duo. More often we see female throwing 1 in 5, but not this time. Not so uncommon that I would call it rare, but I'd say less than a quarter of teams would go about it that way. I covered a Aoki Koana game yesterday. Tori Koana was shooting the lights out. Right on line, she had a ton of hits. Made a double around the guard, had to just breeze by the guard to make it. Brave call, even better make. Here we have a really nice looking draw to the top 8. That's going to choke off access to the forefoot. Steve's looking at a potential hit and flop in. Now we're looking at a tap back. Looking for a bit of curl. Also looks a little heavy. Wasn't heavy. Weight was perfect. Just didn't quite curl up to the nose. That's going to leave Kuzyk and Laycock in a tough position. Nothing to run back. Or tap back, I should say. I guess they got that double tap. But it's Aoki Koana with a definite chance to score 3 or more. Laycock's going to have a double on that intern side if he wants it. Oh, Out turn draw. Try to work that other path, the opposite path. I love this. Tori Koana, close supervision of her stone. Gets right in there. Doesn't quite get there. Koana Stone is going to take up that out turn draw path. It's going to prevent Steve from using the same. I think it just stopped. Tough to say whether that got third shot or not. Pretty important distinction. If Kuzyk and Laycock take on this double, even if they make it, they'll leave a hit for 2. But at this point, I think that's all you can do. Aoki Koana taking a little squat at the end boards. That's fun. Here it is, Kuz doggy. Big chance here. About a 5-foot double. Kuzyk Laycock's last rock in the first end. Trying to fight off a red-hot Japanese start. Gets one, makes contact with the second, just barely stuffs it. I think she rolls for second shot. Very close. Nice try, Kuz. Like I said, I was covering Aoki Koana yesterday, and they were playing Cotter. They were playing lights out, especially Tori Koana, putting her rocks exactly where they were tapping their broom, making hits through tight ports. Pretty incredible. They continue their red hot ways Sunday morning. It's Kuzyk Laycock. This will be an open hit for 3, I believe. Makes the hit, makes the roll. They'll take a peek at those top 2. And I think Steve will concede. It is 3 points to start things off. Aoki Koana take a big 3-ball in the first end. Kuzyk and Laycock will have the hammer when we return.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just
a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Welcome back. Quarter-final action. It's a long game, but Aoki, Koana, they've started it off well. Little heavy on that draw. It's going to go right through the rings. Amanda Kuzyk did not miss her last shot in the first end by much. She'll try to start things off. The jaw to the top 8. Steve's working hard to get this by the guard. He does. Nice sweep. Steve Laycock, good throw. Amanda Kuzyk, they will start off with a good-looking setup. Rocking the top 12, rocking the back 4. With hammer, it's a good thing to have. Tori looks like she's going to try a freeze to the back one. Shot that was missed by Go Aoki. I have noticed all weekend long, it's been very sensitive in the second and fourth ends, coming home towards the glass. The rocks just seem to cruise. And there's a nice shot. Gets their positioning on the button. Leaves it slightly open for Steve to make a tap. Just checking up on our stream here. Got almost 100 watching right now. Ko Ichiro Shohoda has been helping me pronounce the Japanese names, so I really appreciate that. Steve's got a really nice looking tap and sit. Perfect shot, unlocks the back stone, sets up his rock right on the button, cues it against the Aoki Koana stone in the back 4. This is cooking up nicely for the team with hammer. Shooting blue, Kuzyk, Laycock. Forgot to mention, my name is Rory McCusker. I'm the curling stadium broadcaster for this event. I'm operating the cameras, setting up the streams, making sure that everyone at home has lots of free curling to watch all weekend long. I hope you do enjoy it. Under tight supervision, Go Aoki. Tori Koana cruise down the ice. Some late curl. Ooh, finishes just a little short, but that's a great shot. 3 rocks in the 4-foot in a row. This is shaping up to be a very interesting end. How queued up are these stones? Is there a run back that gets rid of all the reds? Not looking at a run back. This looks like some kind of hack weight. These reds are queued up. Red, blue, red is the call. Trying to keep their hopes of a big end alive here. Steve Laycock sees an opportunity. I think they needed a touch more curl there. Needed a touch more curl to knock the blue back, but they do succeed in getting rid of the red stone. I think just barely. The blue shooter is shot over the stone it tapped. Really tough to say. Looking like red from here. Yeah, Steve thinks so too. Darn. That's okay. Tori, Koana's going to need a really nice shot once again to replace it. They did just throw down this path, so they'll try to repeat the same shot. This one's got a little more weight. Beautiful correction. Even better result. Yeah, I think that was the chance that Laycock and Kuzyk had. It was on Laycock's last rock, was to get rid of both of those reds. Now, granted, he didn't throw weight to do that, but now those stones are so tightly grouped, I think it's pretty locked away. I don't think that top red is going anywhere. It is blue, shot 1. Just makes it really tough to get 2 or more, count any of those additional stones. This looks like some weight is coming down the ice. Steve is going to try to blast that previously thrown Koana stone. Hopefully spill it. The houses here in Martensville quite lively. The rocks are pretty active as well, so feels like anything's possible with a hit. He does. It all spills. Fantastic shot. Just that little bit of space between stones, I guess, was enough to have them all fly. It is 4 Laycock Kuzyk stones in the rings. Looks like 3 of them are shot. One of the advantages of the shooter spilling was it kind of replaced the biter in the 8-foot. And now that biter is shot over the counterpart on the right side of the 8-foot as we would see it from the overhead. Last shot for Aoki Koana, and it's got to be a nice one, or they're going to look at giving up 3 or 4. You're going to make it to the button area. That's going to be difficult to remove. Not a bad shot. No obvious run back. Looks like they'll try a tap back. I think it's for 2. If they get absolutely perfect line, it might be for that 3 or 4 points. You'd have to get all the way to the nose of the red. It's a big ask. I think Kuzyk can do it. Really nice result here would be getting 2, so you want to make sure that you manage the sweep. Don't get too crazy aggressive. But this will be the last rock in the second end. Kuzyk Laycock looking to bounce back after giving up 3 in the first. Got a long way to move. It's going to blow by. Either outside or heavy, one of the two. Gonna be a steal of 1 for Aoki Koana. After the second end, it will be Kuzyk and Laycock with hammer going into the third.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Another point for the Japanese duo. A really nice shot. Go Aoki gets himself half buried. Creates a pretty tough shot for Amanda Kuzyk. She chucks it just a little high and outside. Really sensitive, sensitive ice coming home. So once you're that little bit heavy, it's going to have trouble grabbing and curling. Looks like that's what happened. So they'll try again in the third, using their power play this time. A little bit of that bunt shot from Aoki Koana. Moves the guard off just a little bit. Still a usable corner guard though, so that's what Kuzyk and Laycock are going to do. They're going to make use of it. Nice looking shot coming down the ice here. And there's a beauty. Good bounce back. Amanda Kuzyk makes her first one. Kind of a tough choice. Koana Aoki. They could remove a stone. They're up 4. But it's still early in the end. Lots of time to jockey for positioning. I think Tori was signaling if we chip this guard, that's an okay miss. So I think they're going to attack the most recently thrown stone. Really nice tap back. It's shot stone, it's a third buried, it's got multiple jamming stones behind it. But Steve sees a hole to punch it through, and looks like that's what they're going to try. Punch this rock through the hole, avoid the backing, roll over to the opposite side of the rings, and lie 3. Sounds pretty good on paper, doesn't it? Curl a bit. That's not going to be a good result. He's going to lose his shooter. He's going to punch that stone to a corner frozen position on the wing. Not good. Probably a little bit worse than it was, actually. So the dreams of scoring multiple points kind of wide open with no red rocks to threaten them. I think that dream is out the window at this point. With another rock thrown in the rings, Aoki, Koana are going to more or less eliminate the 2 blue stones in the 12-foot. It would be tough, even if Aoki, Koana did not throw right now. To remove that red stone would involve probably peeling it out, losing your shooter. You're probably going to make contact with the blue stone in the 12-foot as well. Not sure you can save that situation. Very interesting. You can see Go Aoki tapping the top 12-foot. Thinking they're already shot stone. As long as we protect that rock, we'll have nothing to worry about as far as those other 2 blues are concerned. We've got a fun traveling Japanese contingent here in Martensville. Kind of group cheering on the Japanese teams that came here to compete. Got a kid running around the rink. Always fun to listen to and see. You can see baby back there. Always welcoming the international field to Martensville, Saskatoon area, and Canada in general. Canadian tournaments are only strengthened by the international presence. How cool is that? The top kind of tour circuit in the world, in Canada. Not many sports can say that about Canada. That's right about where they tap their broom. Shot 1 and 2 now. Really nice sweep. Go Aoki. No obvious double on those 2 rocks. And with that, kind of open deuce or open multiple point score looking pretty threatened. Kuzyk and Laycock are going to have to figure out another way to score their multiple points. Edge to edge, maybe just like an inch or 2 buried, is that outside red. You might be able to make a hit to get your positioning there. I don't think you're going to lose the red stone. And if you do, your blue's going with it. Looks like Steve is going to try this far outside hit on the wing. All about the shooter here. Really nice shot. Gets his shooter to a buried position. Does not remove the red, but that was never really the plan. Punches that red behind the tee line. That's a much better scenario to work with. Love the hand motions, Tori. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know what you're talking about. It's almost like I can understand Japanese when you use your arms like that. Tori's got the Asham 8-ender that she slides with. Very stylish player. I remember when I first saw Tori Koana coming up, that was on Curling Stadium. The first year Curling Stadium had a few cameras in the rinks. It was in Swift Current. Normally, or not normally, like in the past, you'd have to wait until a Grand Slam or, you know, a world event on TSN to see some of these up-and-coming or, you know, number 2 or 3 ranked international teams. Before, we would only see the one Japanese team that went to a world competition. Now, with Curling Stadium Live, we get to keep track of all the prospects. Really deepened the understanding of our sport. And its effects are being shown with all the fans who are knowledgeable with not just one Japanese team, but multiple. Dozens, in fact. Looks like a hit and roll attempt on this far outside stone. She gave that a bit of a toss. Kind of lucky double. I mean, there's a chance they were trying that. I figured that was a hit and roll. Aoki, Koana, shot rock in the back of the rings for now. Only 1 rock to come for the Japanese duo. 2 rocks to come for Kuzyk, Laycock, and their plan advances with that rolled out stone. A draw behind the pile, set up some positioning in front of that shot stone of Koana's. I think you do got to be shot rock at the end of this. Quite light. Not what they were looking for. At this point, I don't see how they're going to get 2. Even if Aoki Koana does not shoot. I don't think it's there anymore. Third end, we're going away from the glass towards the away end. All weekend long, I've been seeing teams miss light on their draws going that way. However, Steve had a look at a few draws before that, so it's just a pure miss. Go Aoki. Just trying to lock away that out-turn draw path. Just don't want to be heavy here. And they are not. Nice draw to the top of the button. Doesn't quite get buried. I think they swept that sort of in the wrong order. Maybe went a little too hard off the top. Maybe would have liked to leave that a little higher, top 8 foot. And it'll be a hit for 1. Not a lot else to do. I mean, you could try a run back super thin double, but why? Rock would be spinning. It'd be really difficult to keep that in the rings. I think they got to take their medicine, just take the 1 point, try again in the 4th. It is mixed doubles. A 3-point lead is not a very secure lead in this game. So Amanda Kuzyk will line up the last rock in the 3rd end. Looking to get on the board here with a hit and stick for 1. Right on the money. Nice shot from Amanda there. Puts 1 point on the board. Kuzyk Laycock trail 4-1 without hammer as we enter the 4th end.
For victims of domestic abuse, fleeing may mean leaving everything behind. There is hope. SaskTel provides brand new cell phones so that starting over is possible. Learn more at sastel.com/freshstart.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Welcome back. 4th end. Kuzyk Laycock will have to lay on the heat. Really nice shot, Amanda. Gets her first one right where it needs to be. Somewhat frozen on the button. Shrinks the scoring area. It's going to force Aoki to follow her down. Little tap. Really nice shot. Don't think it's shot rock yet, but that doesn't matter so much right now. Pretty nice shot. Steve's gonna add one to the pile. They're hoping for just a little more weight there, but that's all right. You can see from that straight on shot, center line shot, it's just lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks just all in a row. Pretty good looking scenario for Kuzyk Laycock. Canadian team from Saskatchewan. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rocks do move. Well managed stone. Hits right dead center, right where Tori Koana wanted to hit it. The way things spill aren't super beneficial to Team Koana Aoki, but it is going to kind of blow up that tightly packed center line. One kind of lonely Aoki Koana stone remains. Back four is the call. They're going to get their tap. Not quite for shot rock, but that's a good looking stone. Steve Laycock. Kuzyk Laycock really turning it up, matching the shot making of their opponent. Took them 4 ends, but they're finally getting there. They're finally hitting their stride. Now that center guard's a little higher now that the run back's been made. Just a rock length or two, but that's enough of a difference. Just adds an extra little bit of access to the center line area. You can make freezes and taps kind of with both turns. Aoki's on this one right away. His supervisor hanging very close by. Knew that was light right away. Tried to sweep it as far as they could, but that's a rare miss, Tori Koana. Pretty light, didn't even make the rings there. Center guards, not exactly your friend. Overlap center guards, definitely not your friend when you have hammer. Looking pretty clearly red from the overhead. Unfortunately, sheet 1 is the furthest sheet from our microphone, our on-ice microphone. You could hear Steve say something about a half, so we do have a hit coming down the ice. He thinks that there is an angle. Coming off their own on the outside of the 8-foot. With that inside-out turn should give a lot of rotational motion. Ooh. Just softer weight. And it's going to hit it just a little thinner than they wanted. It bounces off the blue rock first, just barely chips the yellow target stone, and most unfortunately bumps their existing blue a little further out from behind the guard. It's going to leave a nose double to lie 2. Aoki, Koana, you're thinking that they're just trying to score a point here. 2 would be nice, but the important thing is just scoring. So I think we're going to see a double. No need to get fancy and where you roll here. Just make sure you get the 2 blue stones, lie 2 at the end of it. Force Kuzyk and Laycock to make a difficult choice about how aggressive they want to be on their final stone. I believe is the plan. Not a ton of weight here. Martensville, the stones are so active, houses are so lively. You don't need a ton of weight to make a double. Waiting for this to curl. It stuffs. It will leave Kuzyk Laycock stone as shot on the side of the button. That's a good break. Angles are not great. That blue stone is going to be pretty easily removed. If they hit it straight on to the red, I think that red will jam. along the back blue stone. I don't think it's a straight jam, though. I think everything goes. You could probably lose all 3 of those stones, but why would you want to? Because that Aoki stone on the side of the 12-foot is out-counting the Laycock stone on the side of the 12-foot. So if you lose all 3 of those, you will leave a shot for 2. So got to leave it intact. They were signaling for some kind of draw, the exact positioning of which I'm not too sure. Last rock for the team out of Saskatchewan. Trying to lie to, or at least protect their shot stone here in the 4th end. Big point if they can steal it. Won't be able to get there. It's still a valuable position to be in. I think they may have prevented the tap for 2, but it could have overcurled even for that. Just light. Line looked really good. If you get this on the nose, I'm pretty sure that's going to be good enough for 1. Little inside of nose, you probably can squeak it for 2. Very close counseling. Very tight team dynamic. Waiting for this to curl. I mean, no harm in chipping that. That was already shot rock. And a much needed steal for Kuzyk and Laycock is going to bring them within 2. Big points here in the 4th end. It'll be Aoki, Koana with hammer, leading by 2 in the 5th. Welcome back. Here's the game story so far. Well earned 3 points in the first end for Team Koana Aoki. It was then a stolen point in the second end. Amanda Kuzyk could not make her last shot for a potential 2. And then in the third, a power play. Power play was not taken advantage of. It was a single point. But then in the fourth, Kuzyk and Laycock found their stride. They really made a lot of shots in a row, kept play centered in the middle. And even with a really nice run back from Tori Koana, it wasn't enough to eliminate the danger. Go Aoki misses his last stone, a tap for 1, perhaps 2, ends up with a steal. That is the game story thus far. First few ends definitely advantage Aoki Koana. But that fourth end, things evened up a little bit. Amanda's going to put her first one a little deep. It chips off. Go Aoki responds with a tap back of his own. Top 4 is the call from Steve. And it's a good call. That's exactly where it gets to. The Aoki Koana power play in the odd end. I don't really know the power play math, what's optimal, what's not. It seems a little strange that with a lead, they would use it in the fifth like this, but I am not a mixed doubles expert. Not really an expert in anything in curling, to be honest. I am a humble broadcaster with access to cameras in this rink. And I thank you for watching this game with me. If you have any thoughts about the end, how it's shaping up, if you hear me question something, hey, why did they do this? Chime in the chat. Let us know. Let's all learn a little bit more about this game together. If you've never commented on a YouTube stream before and you've watched a bunch of them, I would ask you, why not? No need to be scared. No need to be embarrassed. Look at our Japanese friends. They are all over the chat, and it creates a lovely atmosphere. So, Canadian curling fans, European curling fans, anybody else watching these streams, let's learn from the Japanese. Have some fun in there. Participate. Nice freeze. Tori Koana. The danger mounts. Let's see who's shot here. It's obviously shot red 1. I think red is second shot, that last stone. followed by blue in third shot position. Lots of rocks left to make tap backs. Gonna have to be careful, Kuzyk and Laycock, as they pile them on here in this corner guard setup. I don't know how much more good they're gonna be able to do over here. It's an important decision. Kuzyk and Laycock have fought really hard first to stay in the game and then to get back into the game. You don't want to lose it all on this power play, playing too aggressively. Down 2 points, but it is the opposing team's power play. You kind of just want to survive here. Leave them a shot for hopefully 1, but, 2 is fine as well. Danger of chipping the one that Steve is looking at. If you ever just kiss your blue a little further out into the 12 foot, you're going to leave 3 Koana stones buried behind corner guard. Very dangerous. Decision has been made. Back 4, back 8, so it is a tap. Just barely gets by the guard. Makes the tap on the top one. Pretty good angles, I would say. Doesn't change the shot rocks very much. It may have just overcurled a slight bit. They might want access to that stone, but I think both of those blues are in a good spot. Just a little bit of an overcurl is going to make a kind of punch out available. I think if Tori blasts that top blue about as much as she can see, 1 blue goes, the back red, and those frozen 2 go. Top red kind of comes into the blue on the side of the 12 foot. That might spin up out of the house as well. Blue doesn't go anywhere, and maybe even the back red leaves. So angles are favoring blue right now, I would say. Even though, it should be mentioned, the Japanese they do have shot 2 right now, with no clear way of making them go away. Could be something where they leave it for Laycock and Kuzyk to deal with. Might be good just to draw something on the open side, or... Yeah, I mean, 2 or 3 is definitely on the board right now for Team Koana Aoki. make a tap. I don't see how much they really changed. I think they just advanced those frozen stones a little further. That middle yellow, the middle of that massive pile, I think is a little safer. Shooter is also in a good spot to stay in the rings. I mean, it's looking dangerous, but you've only got 2 rocks left per team to make that blow up. So as good as the positioning is, at some point for Aoki Koana, you got to make it pop. Steve's looking at a shot that might save the end. A really delicate freeze on the rock in the closest shot stone. Oh, geez, if you roll off, Tori Koana is going to make a hit to lie 3. You're really looking at trouble, but the pocket is there. It will curl enough. It's just about managing the stone's weight. Big pressure shot. Could be the biggest pressure of the game so far for Steve Laycock. We've had some big shots on the final stones, but for middle rock throwers, this is probably the most risky stone. The riskiest shot we've seen called thus far. Steve Laycock. Big rock coming down the ice right here. Doesn't want to sweep it yet. Looks really good. Don't want to bounce off. Pretty good. That little bounce, did that make that stone available for removal? I think it did. Just that tiny little bounce. It was just a rock length heavy. If that settles in without moving anything, it's virtually unremovable. Now I think there is a way to remove that thing. And here's that problem with Aoki and Koana's strategy is now Laycock's made one, and that whole pile that they were trying to jockey for positioning on, it's almost too late to hit it now. Because that blue that Steve Laycock just threw is not going anywhere if you try to hit the top red. Not going anywhere. They are going to hit this Laycock stone. She'll have to play it pretty tight to the top one. There's the curl. Manages the line expertly. Perfect line call. Great sweep by Go Aoki. And now Laycock and Kuzyk are in some trouble. Is there a triple lined up? Really, it's just the double, but I think 3 red stones leave the rings. They'll leave 1 red stone as shot rock. That's a beautiful shot, Tori Koana. I almost think they may have wanted to hit a little less, get a little bit more of a roll towards the forefoot, so they didn't leave this double. Just a last-minute reminder for any other fantasy football players, you got 5 minutes to get your lineups in. Buddy just texted me, hey, I know you're busy commentating. Don't forget to set your lineup. Thank you, Chris Keating. Also want to thank my men's skip, Ben Gamble, helping me understand the mixed doubles game. From his perspective, whatever that's worth, probably not much, but helped me a little bit. And Sam Wills for the same thing. We had Sam lined up to do some commentary this weekend. Sam is a caring family man. He's got some family stuff come up, so we'll welcome Sam back to the commentary booth whenever he gets able to do that. Ben, whenever you stop being a fraidy cat, you can come as well. Last rock of the end. Kuzyk, Laycock. They're facing 3 counting Aoki Koana stones. They need to make a freeze to try and limit the damage. Or, a draw behind the pile. Oh, they just tick off. So close, just a little bit light. Steve was almost able to get it by. Geez, there was a great place to hide back there. If you get to the back 8 foot totally buried, there would be no run back because that Koana stone, you just couldn't access the outside half of it. So, a lonely shot stone for Kuzyk and Laycock. They've been trying their best to fight their way back into this game. It's going to be a hit for 3 or 4. Go Aoki. Really put some outward momentum on this stone. They're gonna have to wait for this to curl. You can see him sort of spin it as he let it go. Tori's trying to get this to curl. We'll chip it out. Will be a score of 3. That'll be 7-2 after 5 ends. The Japanese team, Aoki, Koana, leads Saskatchewan's Kuzyk and Laycock. 7-2.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Welcome back. A power play well used. Let's get that score bug updated. It's going to be 7-2. Here's that game story so far. Big score 3 in the first and big score 3 in the fifth, and both with hammer. That's kind of been the game story thus far. Nice shot from Kuzyk. Gonna put a nice stone in the top of the button. Oof. Dealing with some camera glitch there. Sorry, folks. Another really nice tap. Sixth end here, both teams used to the ice. We're seeing a lot of really good shot making. Expect that to continue. Really light, so Steve's missed light. I'm not sure if it's with that same rock, but that's the third time. And like significantly light too, more than 10 feet. So I wonder if something's going on with that rock. Gotta wonder. It's tough for me to remember if it's that exact rock. Little glitchy right now, folks. Just trying to figure it out. A little spotty. Hopefully the YouTube stream is still looking okay. Ooh, look at this curl. Go Aoki. Doing circles. Do-si-do around that rock. It's going to be absolutely perfect. Unmovable redstone in the top 4 foot. Dead frozen on the blue rock. Nice controlling stone in the top 8 as well. And just to make matters a little more secure, there's a redstone in the back of the 4 foot. Multiple score end looking very difficult for Kuzyk and Laycock, especially since they've taken away their own draw path on the intern side. Not looking great right now. We'll only chip that to the corner of the 4 foot on the intern side. Only a moderate success. You really needed to hang on to your shooter there if you wanted to score multiple points. The mistakes are mounting here for Kuzyk Laycock. Kind of losing their grip on this one. Jeez, really not gonna get frustrated. Technology, don't let it get you down. Taking away the intern path, kind of replacing their rock in the top of the rings. This doesn't necessarily need to be frozen or anything like that. That is going to do the trick. That is going to do the trick for sure. Totally locked away button area. This is looking like a force all day. Should be interesting. There's less games on the ice right now, so we're hearing the chatter from the teams a little bit more. I heard Steve say, if I make this double peel, we'll at least have the crotch for 2. That's, of course, if Aoki and Koana don't take it away first, but I like that thinking. Just got to survive here. At the end of the day, Kuzyk and Laycock are lying 1. It's not game over if they score 1. Probably game over if they give up 1. So just going to deal with these guards right now. A peel of shame, taking off his own rock. Okay. Makes the crotch with the run back itself. Leaves the guard alone. But that's created quite an interesting scenario in the rings. Kuzyk and Laycock are now 3rd and 4th shot. Didn't clear anything up on the intern side, but now with some kind of run back, you might be looking at multiple points. Lying 1, the duo from Saskatchewan, with some potential in the back of the rings to score multiple points. They've got a lot of obstacles in their way. Last rock for Aoki, Koana. They've got a 5-point lead for now. Trying to prevent a big shot from their opponent. Looks like a guard on their existing second shot stone. Want to defend against the pick, is what that seems to be. And I don't think it'll curl enough to do that. So, oh, sorry, they're guarding against a draw for 2. My mistake. That will be a good guard against the draw for 2. All right, they see something. Couldn't hear a lot of chatter there, but It's been a hard fight for Kuzyk and Laycock to stay in this game. And they'll need one here to keep it going. It's the last rock in the 6th end. Trying to score 2 with a wide draw. Line looks okay. Steve's rock, you need 4 foot plus a few inches, and that is a money draw. Kuzyk keeps them in the game. Big score of 2. That's going to be a 7-4 lead with hammer for the Japanese duo when we return.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
So there it is, first shot of the end. Little draw around the guard, settles top 12. Three-point lead with hammer. A couple times I thought this game was going to be over, but Kuzyk and Laycock keep fighting. Really nice cold draw to the edge of the 4 foot. A little bit of a wide path. She hadn't thrown down yet. Really nice shot in the 6th end, Amanda Kuzyk. Keeps this game close. 3-point game. A little light, both of these draws going away. Run that full scoreboard for you. First multiple score end for Kuzyk and Laycock. Trying to come wide around everything, it looks like. Get something in the 4 foot. Just overswept it a little bit. It's going to come to the back of the house. Steve thought it was close. I think that's his rock that's been coming up light, so he may have given it a little bit extra. Wide in-turn path for Tori Koana. Another fantastically precise shot from Aoki and Koana. Down the middle of the lineup, the middle of the shots, second and third shots of the end have been really, really precise from Tori Koana. They've gained the advantage in nearly every end so far. Trying to get some curl, make this tap. They will. They'll tap it up for shot rock. Really nice. Very needed shot. There are angles on either side. Blue's got angles on the outturn side. Red's got angles on the inturn side. Really exciting end playing out here. Both teams will have an opportunity to answer. Couldn't quite get the curl to make that as nicely as they wanted, but it is going to punch back the Laycock stone. 2 rocks in the front of the forefoot. 1 counter in the back of the forefoot. I think we'll get a little closer look, but it's 1, 2, I think just 2. Shot 2 for Aoki Koana. Steve's got 2 ways in here, though. He's got an in-turn tap or an out-turn tap of his own rock. They're going to go with the out turn, it looks like.
If I'm drawing, I feel like I go this way, don't I?
Same shot, he just threw it.
If I'm out here, this orange is going into this blue. Bump it back a bit. Like just a shade. Like if I can get onto the top of this and bump it just a hair.
Looks really close. This one's got a little more weight. Wondering what stone they were trying to make contact with there. I feel like it would have been one of the reds in the top 4, but instead they punch it straight through the gap. It's going to be in pretty good positioning. Shot rock at the back of the button.
I think I know what the angle's at the top part of it. Okay. If I'm light, it's not bad. Okay. Right? Yeah. I don't think it's, yeah, I don't think it's bad.
Where are we?
Pretty good.
Line's good. Through right now. Shoot puff. Here it goes. Through. Here it goes. Through. Try it.
Curl it.
Curl it. Curl it. Curl it.
Trying to get another rock in the top of the 4-foot button area. Just a little heavy, but that's gonna get that rock right where they wanted it. I think that's shot 1 for the Japanese team. Not sure. Not sure. Facing some danger. Whether they're shot rock or not, they want to limit the access that Aoki is going to have to the top of the button, making that tap back potentially for 2. So, Amanda Kuzyk. Looks like a hit and roll.
Well, he's sticking with this, right? Since he was this my last one. This one's guarded. That's what they probably put here. I know it's hard, but
That's going to be fine. I'm wondering if they're trying to hit it like that or if they're trying to roll their shooter in. I think that was a miss outside, but I'm not too sure. This will be the last rock. They'll need to move that blue stone in the back of the button for 2 points. Looks just a little down. Will not be able to move it. That's all right. They get their single point in the 7th end. It's going to give them an 8-4 lead. Need to be 4 points to tie, 5 points to win for Kuzyk and Laycock in the 8th end.
For victims of domestic abuse, fleeing may mean leaving everything behind. There is hope. SaskTel provides brand new cell phones so that starting over is possible. Learn more at sastel.com/fresh start.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Short commercial break. Let's get you back to the action. It's an 8-4 lead. Nice frozen rock to start things off. Let's give the game story here. 2 big scores of 3 with hammer for Aoki and Koana has been the difference so far. Bit of a missed opportunity in the 2nd end gives a point to the opponent for Kuzyk and Laycock, but around the 4th end they started fighting back, got that single, that very important single. Gave up another 3 ball in the 5th end, but answered with a deuce of their own in the 6th. And had a chance to steal, but ended up giving up a single point in the 7th. Fighting against the grain here. They'll need 4 points to tie this game against a very strong Japanese duo in Aoki and Koana. This rock is really curling. It's going to be a tap. To the back of the rings, 2 red stones in the forefoot. And now the modified free guard zone is over. Rocks can be removed. So it's just a matter of making blue stones go away for Aoki and Koana. Without hammer, you'd normally love your center guard, but no big deal if they tick or remove that center guard now. Really important to leave these shooter stones in front, in play, in a good position. Tap, tap is what it's going to be. Does remove the red stone. Not necessary to remove it, but keeps his shooter on the high side of nose. And more importantly, in a jamming position. So that's the important part there. Team Koana knowing the scoreboard. This is a tie game. They might want to attack the center. But since they're up 4, they can afford to deal with the periphery. Just hit blue stones. Last game on the ice, I'm going to turn the player mics, not player mics, the ambient audio up a little bit, see if we can't hear what they're saying. Gets rid of 1 blue stone. That's just fine. Leaves her shooter. Second shot. Top of the 8-foot. Not a bad result. It is going to create a kind of jamming catcher stone in the back 12. Not super ideal, but that is okay. Gets rid of the 1. That was the main objective. Kuzyk and Laycock need to make these stones count. Steve is counting rocks or kind of deciding which rock he wants to throw. He did have that kind of one slower stone, I suspect, so I bet he's wondering if he wants to throw it right now or later. 3 rocks remaining. 4 points needed to tie. Kuzyk and Laycock have hammer in this 8th end. It's been a really good fight to drag this game on to this point. They were down 4 after the 2nd end, so since then they've kept parity with the really strong Japanese duo. Trying to get this to curl a little bit. It will jam. It will remove one of their stones in the back of the rings. That was not an option. Had to keep that thing around. Nice decision by Tori Koana to hit the one that she did. Begged a mistake from Team Laycock Kuzyk. And now you can see the body language. It is 1 shot away from game over here in the 8th end. Not sure what Aoki is looking at. Talking about sticking around. You're up by 4 go. All you need to do is make one of these go away, and it is game over. Unless, of course, your scoreboard operator has screwed up the rock count. Wouldn't be the first time. Going for this one. Almost made the double. I did not screw up the rock count. That is it. It is handshakes. Game over. Really strong game from Aoki Koana. Nice fight from Kuzyk and Laycock, keeping that game close. Made some great shots down the stretch, but that 4-point deficit they gave up in the first 2 ends ended up being the killer. So it will be Aoki and Koana that will advance. They play in less than an hour, 12:30. Practice hits the ice in 35 minutes, so they'll have to get some quick lunch in them. Pop back out for a semifinal. Thanks for joining me, folks. My name's Rory McCusker. Like I said, 12:30 is when the next draw hits the ice. We'll have semifinal action here in Martensville. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you later for more curling.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.